So the 2026 World Cup is on the horizon, and the dream of actually being there can get mixed up with a whole lot of planning anxiety. But what if you could have all that excitement with basically none of the stress? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Your super simple, totally stress-free guide to experiencing the World Cup in Canada. Let's be real for a second. Planning a trip for a massive global event like the World Cup, yeah, it can feel like a huge task. You've got flights, hotels, figuring out how to get around a new country. It's enough to make your head spin. But I promise you, it really doesn't have to be that complicated. And that's where this guide comes in. Seriously, think of this as your all-access pass to an absolutely incredible trip. We're talking about blending the absolute thrill of the World Cup with the charm of a Canadian adventure and wrapping it all up in a simple, easy-to-follow plan. Canada is pretty much the perfect host for a stress-free World Cup, and it really all comes down to the country's famously welcoming and well-organized nature. It just makes things easier. I mean, Canada's reputation for being safe and friendly is completely deserved. The host cities are incredibly easy to navigate thanks to some really great public transit. And there are tons of relaxing things to do on your off days, so you can really travel at your own pace. Oh, and a little fun fact for you. Don't be shocked if a Canadian apologizes to you, even after their team wins. It's a thing. All right, so Canada's World Cup matches are going to be split between two very different cities. Toronto out in the east, and Vancouver way out west. Each one offers a completely unique flavor of Canadian culture, giving you two amazing but distinct travel experiences to choose from. So, what's it going to be? Are you feeling the vibrant big city energy of Toronto with its bustling waterfront and a real festival atmosphere? Or are you drawn to the breathtaking natural beauty of Vancouver, where the mountains literally meet the sea? Let's take a quick look at what each city has on top. Okay, so on your days off in Toronto, you could be standing in awe of the incredible Niagara Falls, or maybe taking a chill cruise on the harbor. You could also dive into art and history at a world-class museum. It's a city that's got something for everybody, which makes it absolutely perfect for those big family trips. Now, Vancouver. Vancouver is a nature lover's paradise, and you don't have to be some expert hiker to enjoy it. You can take a gentle stroll along the famous Stanley Park seawall, soar to the top of Grouse Mountain on the Skyride for unbelievable views, or if you're feeling brave, check out the Capilano Suspension Bridge. Trust me on this, you are going to want to stay a few extra days just to soak it all in. Okay, now that you've got a little taste of what each city is like, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of actually planning your trip. First things first, let's talk about money and what to pack. Just to give you a rough idea of what to expect, a more budget-friendly approach could run you about $150 to $200 Canadian dollars a day. A more comfortable mid-range trip might be closer to the $250 to $350 mark. But here's the really important part. These prices will not last. The closer we get to 2026, the higher those numbers will go. So booking early is absolutely essential. And when it comes to packing, just think one word: layers. Canadian summers are gorgeous, but the weather can change on a dime. You'll definitely want to pack a light rain jacket and a cozy sweater for those cooler evenings, especially if you're going to be near the water or at a night game. All right, and now for a pro tip you probably won't find in most other travel guides, and this one's especially for our more seasoned travelers. Pack a walking cane. I know, you might not think you need one now, but after a few days of walking around and exploring, you will be so glad you have it. Your feet will thank you, I promise. Speaking of comfort, let's talk about how to make your whole trip as smooth and enjoyable as it can possibly be. We're talking from the moment you book your flight all the way to the final whistle of the last match. Here are 3 super simple steps for a more comfortable stay. First, when you book your hotel, ask for a room near the elevator. It's a small thing, but it can make a huge difference after a long day. Second, try to arrive a few days before your first match. Give yourself time to settle in. And third, don't be afraid to take a break. Building rest days into your schedule is the real secret to a truly great trip. Oh, and for those of you who are thinking about catching games down in the US or Mexico, just make sure you factor in extra travel time. The guide recommends at least 48 hours between matches if you're crossing borders, just to be safe and account for any delays. We've covered a lot of ground, but if there is just one piece of advice you take away from all this, please make it this next one. It is the single most important key to a successful World Cup trip. The winning strategy is just this simple: book early. And I mean really early. We're talking 6 to 9 months in advance. Hotels, flights, and especially any accessible options, they will all disappear in the blink of an eye. So please don't wait. And that's the real beauty of it all. If you follow these simple steps, you're not just planning a trip to see some soccer, you're creating an unforgettable Canadian vacation. And that right there is a win no matter what happens on the field. The 2026 World Cup in Canada is so much more than a tournament. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to experience the best of both worlds. So what are you waiting for? Your amazing Canadian adventure is right there, waiting for you to plan it.